Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Standing waves and resonance. As we have already discussed, that when waves are produced on a stretched string with one end fixed, so the waves are reflected at the fixed end of the string, and we have discussed the condition that what will be the phase of the reflected wave. That is, if the end is fixed rigidly, that is when it cannot move, the wave will reflect with a 180 degree phase shift, and if the support to which the string is fastened is movable, then the wave is reflected with zero phase shift. So in order to discuss the standing waves and the resonance phenomena over there, let us consider a stretched string that is fixed between 2 points like in 2 clamps, that is both the ends are fixed, like in the situation over here. This is a string that is fixed at both the ends. This end is also fixed, it cannot move, and this end is also fixed and it cannot move. This is the string, so if it is undisturbed, it will be straight. Now if we disturb this string, or we produce some wave in this string, so what will happen? Let us consider the situation. Let us we send a wave along this string to the right side. The wave is moving to the right. When the wave arrives at this point, so that this end is fixed, it cannot move. So this fixed end will act as a node, that is, the amplitude will be zero at this end. So what happens at this end? The wave will be reflected back with a phase shift of 180 degree or pi radian, like this. And this reflected wave, the dotted line, the reflected wave will move back in this direction and eventually reach at the other fixed end, the left end. From here it will be reflected back again and will be reflected with a phase shift of pi radian again. So this was the original wave produced. This moves over here, reflected back, arrives here and is reflected back. But we don't produce just a single wave over here. A succession of wave is moving along the string to the right, and all those are reflected at this end to the left side. So the left going waves and the right going waves will undergo the phenomena of interference. So at some points constructive interference occurs, at some point destructive interference will occur, and a situation like a standing waves will be produced. So such standing waves, the first one, with the largest wavelength, can be produced like this, and then so on. We discuss these situations one by one. So what is the resonance related with this? So we discuss this situation. So consider a string, as I told you. Suppose we send a continuous sinusoidal wave of certain frequency along the string, say towards the right. When the wave reaches the right end, it reflects and begin begins to travel back to the left. The left going wave then overlaps with the wave that is still traveling to the right, that is the original wave. When the left going wave reaches the left end, it reflects again back towards the right, and the newly reflected wave begins to travel to the right, overlapping the left going wave. So in short, we very soon have many overlapping traveling waves which interfere with one another. So when these waves interfere with one another, so for certain frequencies, there are certain values of the frequencies for every length L of the string which can produce standing waves, and the other frequencies will not produce a wave like the standing wave. So for certain frequencies, the interference produces a standing wave pattern or oscillation mode with nodes and large antinodes, like in figure 1 as I shown you. Such a standing wave is said to be produced at resonance. Means सिंपली कि कुछ खास फ्रीक्वेंसी के ऊपर या कुछ खास फ्रीक्वेंसीज के ऊपर किसी खास लेंथ L के स्ट्रिंग के ऊपर स्टैंडिंग वेव प्रोड्यूस किए जा सकते हैं। अगर उन खास फ्रीक्वेंसीज के वैल्यू से फ्रीक्वेंसी डिफरेंट हो तो स्टैंडिंग वेव्स प्रोड्यूस नहीं हो सकेंगे। सो जो स्टैंडिंग वेव्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, हम कहते हैं कि ये रेजोनेंस के ऊपर प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, यानी कि कुछ खास वैल्यूज है फ्रीक्वेंसीज के या वेव लेंथ के जो मैच करते हैं, किसी खास रिलेशन को ओबे करते हैं, तभी वो रेजोनेट करेंगे स्ट्रिंग को टू प्रोड्यूस द स्टैंडिंग वेव्स, एंड सच फ्रीक्वेंसीज आर कॉल्ड रेजोनेंट फ्रीक्वेंसीज। So if the string is oscillated at some other frequency, that is non-resonant frequency, standing wave will not be produced. The interference of right going and left going wave traveling waves results in only small, perhaps negligible oscillations of the string. This is ये उस केस के लिए है जब फ्रीक्वेंसी रेजोनेंट फ्रीक्वेंसी से डिफरेंट हो, तो उस केस में फिर स्टैंडिंग वेव्स प्रोड्यूस नहीं होंगे। So now let us consider the proper situation. We suppose that the length of this string is say L, and this length string is fixed at both the ends. So at both the ends there should be nodes, and as we know that at least one antinode will be there between the two nodes. Two successive nodes will have any two nodes will have at least one antinode between them for the standing waves to set up. So consider the distance of the length of the string is L. To find the expression for the resonant frequency of the string, we note that a node exists at each of its ends. यानी दोनों ends के ऊपर नोड होंगे। नोड का मतलब वहाँ पे एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ द वेव ज़ीरो होगा या डिस्प्लेसमेंट, वर्टिकल डिस्प्लेसमेंट जो है वो ज़ीरो होगा, बिकॉज ईच एंड इज फिक्स्ड एंड कैन नॉट ऑसिलेट। द सिंपलेस्ट पैटर्न that meets this condition is that in figure 2a, that is half wavelength should at least be adjusted and the length L so that a standing wave pattern can establish. So for this situation there should be a single loop as shown in figure 1a. There is only one antinode which is at the center of the string. note that half a wavelength spans the length L, which we take to be the string length. That is, you see over here, if this is a wave, so this is just a crest, or this is just a trough. So as we know that the crest, the length of the crest is half of the wavelength. So 1 over 2 of the wavelength, that is lambda by 2, should be equal to this length. L is equal to lambda by 2. So this is the fundamental frequency at which this string can resonate. What does it mean? Means that at least the wavelength should be lambda, at most the wavelength should be twice the length, so that a standing wave, a single loop standing wave, can establish in this string. So the wavelength in this case will be lambda is equal to 2L. A second simple pattern which fulfills these requirements, what is the requirements? That at both the ends you should have nodes. At this end there should be node, at this end there should be node. Similarly, at this end you should have a node, at this end you should have a node. At this end and at this end you will have necessarily nodes, while in between you have to look to the situation. So the first situation is this one, when a single loop is of the standing wave is formed over here, the length is equal to half of the wavelength. Now in this situation you see that if you increase the frequency or if you decrease the wavelength of the wave, that is the wave you are sending has now a shorter wavelength or a greater frequency. So what happens? That this is the original wave, the solid line. It is starting at this point and moving to the right. When it reaches the right end, the fixed end, it will reflect back. So as we have already discussed that at a fixed end there should be a phase difference when the wave is reflected, and that phase difference will be 180 degree or pi radian. So it means that the drop will be reflected as a crest, and if a crest arrives here, that will be reflected as a trough. So the standing wave that is produced has now two loops, and we see if we are looking at the wavelength, we should not consider both the reflected and the incident waves. We should consider only one. So look at the solid line, this one. So you see that this is a crest and this is a drop. So one crest and the corresponding drop make a full wave, a complete wave. So this total distance should now be equal to one wavelength, and thus the condition is that this length L is equal to lambda, wavelength of the wave. So we can write this as 2 into lambda by 2. Why we write 2 lambda by 2? Because in fundamental case we have L is equal to lambda by 2. So this is actually 1 lambda by 2. This is now 2 lambda by 2. The third case situation, in which you further increase the frequency or decrease the wavelength, you are sending a wave of shorter wavelength in this direction. So how much the wavelength or frequency should be to set up a standing wave? Now the frequency should obey some condition like this. Here the wavelength obeys the condition that lambda is equal to 2L. Here the wavelength obeys the condition lambda is equal to L. So here also the wavelength should, we are decreasing the wavelength slowly. So the wavelength when reaches some particular other value that should resonate the string to produce standing waves. So what should be this wavelength? At both the ends, again we will have nodes. So how many antinode we can have? So should be at least one. In this case there are two. Now we increase the number of antinode. There is one more, that is 3 antinodes, and 2 more nodes are there. In this case there are only 2 nodes at the end points. When the wavelength is shortened, that is it becomes half of this wavelength, so then you have an extra node in the center, and if you further decrease the wavelength, then you have 2 extra nodes and 1 extra antinode. So what will be the general values of the wavelength for which standing waves can be produced in a string of length L? We generalize this situation. Here L is equal to 1 lambda by 2, here is L is equal to 2 lambda by 2, here L is equal to 3 lambda by 2, and in all these situations we see that standing waves are produced. So if we write a general relation that L is equal to n times lambda by 2, so those lambdas, all those lambdas will produce standing waves, and we can say that all those wavelengths, all those waves can produce standing wave patterns in the strings. So whose wavelengths can be simply written by L can be written as n lambda by 2, or we can write lambda to be 2L by n. If we write this lambda as lambda n, that will be more appropriate to differentiate the lambdas. So only for those wavelengths which obey this relation 2L by n, standing waves can be produced, and the corresponding frequencies to this wavelengths can be determined from the relation f is equal to v over lambda. So f is equal to v divided by lambda, lambda is equal to 2L by n. If you plug in there 2L by n over here, so n goes here. So f is equal to, if we write to label it as fn, n in the subscript, that will be more appropriate, that fn is equal to n v over 2L. Now all these frequencies are said to be the resonant frequencies, means that those frequencies which obey this relation, we can set up standing waves in a string of length L whose both ends are fixed. Now the values of n, there is some terminology related to this n. So if the value of n is equal to 1, we call this as the fundamental mode. This one is the fundamental mode for n is equal to 1. Over here we have n is equal to 2. So this is the second harmonic. The fundamental mode is said to be the first harmonic, while n is equal to 2 corresponds to the second harmonic, and n is equal to 3 corresponds to the third harmonic, and so on. We call these frequencies as f1, f2, f3, and so on. The collection of all these possible oscillation mode is called a harmonic series, and n is called the harmonic number of the nth harmonic. Now here is a sample problem. This is a figure figure shows a pattern of resonant oscillations of a string of mass m, figure 2.5,